Beast People? Titos here, and welcome to the 5th week of the Pokemon Premier League. So, this week we're gonna go against Dawn Fanatic, which is leading Tottenham Hotspurr. Wow, my pronunciation is on point today. Freaking amazing. Tottenham Hotspurr. Oh my god, if I said the name wrong. So yeah, that's the team he's leading with. We're going against Dawn Fanatic. At this time, I still didn't battle him. I'm recording this legitimately before the battle, so I'm just gonna record the team breakdown before the battle, and then of course, after the battle, you guys will hear me post-commentating. But for now, I don't know who is gonna win. I don't know anything. Just gonna explain you guys my team breakdown for this week's match against him, which his team is really dangerous against mine because he has big threats like Mega Alakazam that with the right coverage it can destroy my team with Mega Alakazam. If I can't kill that thing, Alakazam is gonna run through my team, which is scary as hell. He has Pokemons like Terrakion. Terrakion is such a threat to my team. It's not even funny how much that Terrakion can do. And then he has Bulk. That is like completely disgusting, like his Cresselia. Cresselia is disgusting. My lord, Cresselia is really bulky. Then he has really fast mons like Raikou that can hit hard, and Chandelure, and even Salamence, which is freaking crazy, a Salamence. So his team is really powerful, and I did my best. I couldn't cover everything against this team because, I mean, I would need 7 Pokemons to be able to do that, and I just couldn't. So I had to go with the best I could. Probably there's better ways to go about it because I'm not a pro, but I hope this strategy works for it. So let's get started with the team breakdown. So first Pokemon, as always, because it's always there, it's always needed, it's freaking Blastoise. Blastoise is the man. 360 no scope, he's back of course, and again he's holding lefties. And basically this time, again, it's gonna be the Bolt set. He's gonna be there to take physical hits, like from Terrakion and all other Pokemons, of course. So he's gonna be there to take hits, and basically, moveset, of course, basic as always is gonna be Scald, because it's Stab and Burn is the thing, which is really good. Rapid Spin because of rocks. Ice Beam because it can hit stuff like his Salamence, so it's really good. And then there's a move that I put it there just in case I really need to force him to switch, which is Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail could be useful just to make him switch into something else that's not such of a threat against my pokes, so that could give me something. So there we go, that's the set for Blastoise, nothing too crazy. So he's just there to bulk hits and maybe Rapid Spin rocks and leave a burn and switch around and overall just deal good damage. So yeah, that's the old Blastoise, always there to put in some work. Now, second Pokemon we have is gonna be Togetic, Kiki. Kiki's gonna be back, and it's gonna be a specially defensive Togetic, because this thing is gonna be what's gonna be needed to take all the Focus Blasts from his team, because most of his Pokemons can learn Focus Blast, and Focus Blast against my team, it's not funny. It's really not funny. So, because I have stuff like Ambipom, Porygon 2, Lucario, Tyranitar, like, I have a lot of pokes that are weak to that Focus Blast, so I really brought a team that can actually take on Focus Blasts, but still had this wall centered here, which is gonna take all those special hits. And Togetic is just there to take special hits and hit back with Dazzling Gleam, which is good enough. And of course, he's gonna have Serene Grace, I think it is. Yeah. And yeah, that's gonna be quite good. So it's gonna have Serene Grace, Dazzling Gleam, Wish to be able to recover in case I want to recover any other Pokemon or even Togetic itself. Defog because I can't just rely on Blastoise to get rid of rocks, because rocks can kinda screw me up on this match, so I don't want rocks at all, so I really need Defog. And then Yawn, again, just to be annoying and force switches and even prevent him from setting up in front of me, because Yawn, even if he goes for a Swords Dance or whatever, he's not gonna want to stay because he's gonna fall asleep, so that's something that helps preventing setup. And yeah, that's basically the same old Togetic. The only difference, it has Defog, and these is fully specially defensive. So that's gonna take a lot of hits from special pokes. That's gonna be good. Then you have Ambipom as the third Pokemon. It's gonna be a Choice Scarf Technician Ambipom with double hit, Shadow Claw, Ice Punch, and Low Kick. Now these moves are certain to hit most of his pokes. Like, these moves are really good. Double hit gets boosted by Technician, and it does a lot, and it stabs, so double hit is like powerful as hell. Shadow Claw, it's gonna be able to kill stuff like his Alakazam, his Chandelure, it's gonna hit super effectively, not kill, that's not what I meant super effectively. It can kill, but it's all by chances, so it's not guaranteed OHKOs or anything, but yeah. And Ice Punch is gonna deal a ton of damage to that Salamence, and Low Kick is gonna do a lot to the Terrakion and Empoleon, which is good, so this is a good moveset to like cover everything. Of course it doesn't have U-turn, which could be really useful because it's a Scarfed, but I gotta risk it. Because if you don't risk it, you just don't. You just, yeah, I guess you can't try for the win. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a really crazy set. I'm gonna have to force switch everything, but at least that doesn't... I mean, he's gonna know I'm Scarfed, but that's not the point, because even if he knows I'm Scarfed, he can't do shit about it. Because I'm gonna be able to outspeed most of his things, so that's something good, because speed is really important on this match. His Pokemons are really fast, that's why I went Scarfed. So, and he's Adamant, Ambipom is Adamant, just in case, I don't know if I mentioned that, and it's max attack, max speed, of course, and yeah, nice and powerful Ambipom over here to just hit hard. And then we have Cyclopath. Cyclopath is gonna be back this match, and he's bold, max defense, max HP to be able to take any physical hit, and this thing completely walls Terrakion. Terrakion is completely walled by this. This thing's objective is to stop Terrakion. And you know what, it's funny? EQ, not even invested, it's a 2-hit KO on Terrakion, and it's a 2-hit KO in most things, which is freaking crazy. Like, this thing is powerful. It's a 2-hit KO, which is crazy. So, then they have Shadow Sneak, because it can finish off things. Even if it switches Terrakion out, EQ is gonna do a lot, and Shadow Sneak can just finish off if it's something like either Chandelure or his Alakazam. If it's Cresselia, we're not gonna stay against that thing. Cresselia is not what we want Cyclopath against, because Cresselia would just destroy us. But Frisk is gonna help a lot, because we're gonna be able to identify a lot of items, so that's gonna help. And yeah, so we have Will-O-Wisp before Burns, because he has those physical attackers like Terrakion that need to be stopped. They need to be stopped. And then we have Pain Split for recovery damage. So this Dusknoir is gonna take all the hits. This Dusknoir is so bulky, it's not even funny. So yeah, this Cyclopath is there just to mostly stop Terrakion, because Terrakion is a real threat. Then we have over here, we're gonna have Tornadus Therian, and it's gonna be another Choice Scarfed, but it's gonna be modest, max special attack, max speed. He's gonna be able to outspeed most of the things. He has Regenerator, which is really good. And he has Air Slash, Sludge Wave, Air Slash because it's stab and it can hit stuff like Terrakion and all that, even though it can't kill, which is really sad, but it can hit some of his pokes, I would say, like Tangrowth. So yeah, Air Slash is a thing. Sludge Wave, because it can hit Aromatisse. It's a 2-hit KO on Aromatisse, which is really good. And it can just overall do damage to any of the other Pokemons, apart from Empoleon. Empoleon is immune, but you may not expect a Sludge Wave. Then you have Focus Blast. Yes, I'm running Focus Blast myself, because Focus Blast can OHKO the Terrakion, if the situation gets to be there. Can probably OHKO Empoleon if he's not specially defensive. And can do a ton overall to other mons. Of course, Chandelure is immune to it too, but you might not expect a Focus Blast and not switch, so that's a thing. And you have Psychic, because Psychic can hit hard. Hitmonlee, no, Tangrowth not, because Tangrowth is not poison type, but it can hit hard Hitmonlee, it can do something to Chandelure, it can hit Terrakion, and yeah, so it can do some decent damage to most of his pokes. And yeah, now that I'm looking at this, I might debate putting U-turn, switching one of the moves, I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna go with this moveset for now, I guess. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Then we have, as the last member on the team, we're gonna have Victini. It's gonna be a Choice Scarf Victini. His Modest, because this is gonna be a special Victini. Now, yes, you guys might ask, why do you have so many special attackers? Well, I guess that's because of moveset preferences. Because the moves I need to make my pokes need to be special. Like, for example, I need Glaciate to hit the Salamence, and for that, Victini needs to be special. So, Glaciate can kill the Salamence. Shadow Ball can do a lot of damage to Cresselia, to Chandelure, and Megalakazam. And then we have Psychic that can hit Terrakion, Hitmonlee. And then we have Searing Shot that's just stab, fire, and can burn, which is gonna do a lot to mostly anything. Even though we need to be careful with the Chandelure, because Chandelure could have a Flash Fire, and that's not good. So we need to be careful with that. But yeah, overall Victini is just there to do even more damage and be just wrecking everything in front of him, because Victini is power. So yeah, this is gonna be my team for this match. And yeah, I hope I'm able to do something on the match, because this is gonna be a really hard match, to be honest. It's gonna be really hard. I'm not sure if I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm trying my best, so I hope this team is gonna be able to put in the work. And yeah, so for you guys, we will go into the battle right next. So you guys should see the screen searching and everything. And yeah, so let's go into the battle. So, going into the battle, you guys can see here on the team preview that I brought the team as I explained to you guys on the team breakdown. And Shorty, which is Jack Down Fanatic, he brought Cresselia, Megalakazam, Raikou, Terrakion, Chandelure, and Empoleon. So he brought all the threats that I was scared of. That Terrakion, the Alakazam, which is obvious that he was gonna bring. Then there was Raikou, that's really fast and hits hard. And there's Cresselia, which is the most disgusting thing ever to go against. And then the Empoleon to set up rocks, and Defog, which is basic and water type, and Chandelure, which overall hits really hard. And with a Choice Scarf, it would be really good on his team. So yeah, his team is basically what I thought, and mine is just what I kinda tried to do, I guess, because I couldn't really do anything super special against this team. So let's get the battle started. I'm gonna hit play, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen on this battle. So basically, at start, I started off with Ambipom, because Ambipom was scarfed and I could just get the hell out of there. If not, then I would attack, because he could start with Alakazam, but he starts with Empoleon. So I thought, let me go for the Low Kick real quick, because Low Kick can body this thing, but he goes for Protect. So he saw it. So I predicted he would switch. So I went for my Blastoise, because Blastoise could take even any hit from Empoleon if he would stay, because I knew he would switch because he saw the Low Kick. So he actually did. He switched, and he switched into Chandelure, which was the one I thought, because it's a Ghost type and Low Kick would do nothing to it, so that was kind of predictable. And then second turn I thought, he's not gonna stay on Chandelure, he's gonna switch. So what am I gonna do? Dragon Tail, because I had Dragon Tail just to be annoying, and it worked. He switched into Cresselia, and I got Cresselia out of there with Dragon Tail. Now here, he brings back Chandelure. Of course, that was bad luck for him, I guess, and he goes for a Trick. I think that was just to get rid of his Choice Scarf, but for me it didn't really matter. I just went for Scald, and I was good. And here, of course, he would switch, I knew that, but I thought of just continuing going for the Scald, because Scald would do damage to anything, like even if it was cheap damage, and it could burn, so it was a possibility. So I just stayed, went for the Scald again. He actually switched, as I thought, and I just went for the Scald. It did little chunk of damage over there to Serenity, to Raikou, and didn't get the burn, but it's okay. Burn would not really matter on Raikou, it would be just more residual damage. And then I actually knew he would go for an electric type move, but I didn't have anything that would be able to take an electric move from this thing. And that's why I said before I needed 7 Pokemons, because Raichu would be really good against that thing. But I had to switch into my Togetic, because Togetic is my special wall. And yeah, it took the Volt Switch. The Thunderbolts would do way more, but good lord, it didn't do that. And he made a really good play by going for Volt Switch, because then he sent out his Mega Alakazam. He traced my Serene Grace and went for the Charge Beam and got a boost on a special attack. And that was not good for me, so I just went for Yawn. Good thing that was my first option when I had the Togetic out, was going for Yawn, just to prevent anything crazy to happen. And I was able to do that, and I forced him to switch back into Raikou. And of course here I was not in a good situation, because I knew Kiki would die, and I just thought I need Kiki for something. And I decided to switch out into my YOLO V, and he actually double switches, which is freaking crazy, and he switches into his Chandelure. But I wasn't really worried, because I actually just went for the Shadow Ball, which was like the safest play to go for, because I knew Chandelure would probably be here with Flash Fire, and that's basically what happened. He switched into Chandelure, and I just popped him with Shadow Ball, so that was a good prediction there too. Here, of course, he has the Empoleon. I'm not gonna stay. I decided to switch, and I decided to switch into Togetic, because I knew he would try to set up rocks, and I thought that's a free turn for Togetic to go for a Wish. And that's what I did. I switched into Togetic, and I went for Wish. But again, he has the Alakazam here, and he's gonna trace again my Serene Grace, which is not good at all again. And even though I'm gonna go for this Wish, I thought I could live the Charge Beam, but maybe before he got a low roll or something, because this time I wasn't able to, and that makes Kiki die. So basically, I lost my special wall, which was kind of important. But Alakazam was so good, and here I have Pimp Slap. Double hit could kill this thing, and I missed double hit. Now yeah, people say, oh, you should run return, maybe, but double hit is really good too. So I don't really think that, I mean, it kind of mattered because I missed, but I don't know if return would have killed. I would need to calc that, I don't know right now. So yeah, I missed, and this Alakazam just kind of went through my team a little bit, because I didn't have anything to stop it after. And I send out Victini. I go for the Shadow Ball, which is super effective, but of course it's not enough to kill, because this is a Scarfed Victini. It's not even Specs or anything, and it's just modest, so it wasn't enough. And he kills me with a freaking Shadow Ball. Here I go for my Cyclopath, the Dusknoir, because of course I have Shadow Sneak, and Shadow Sneak is able to finish off that Alakazam, which I don't know why he didn't switch. To be honest, he could have switched and prevented Alakazam to die, and I thought he would do that, but I just went safe and went for the Shadow Sneak, of course. But he stayed and he died, so I was alright with that, I guess. And here he had the most disgusting thing, which was his Cresselia. And of course, not even Shadow Sneak would be able to do anything to that thing. And he just Toxic me, which is fantastic. At this point, I literally didn't know what to do. So I just tried to go for, try to do as much damage as I could to this Cresselia, or get it out of the field. And basically, I think that's what I did. I switched into my Blastoise, if I'm not mistaken. No, never mind. Okay, I don't remember what happened. I am sorry. I switched into a Toki, looks like. And of course here, the Psychic is gonna do a good chunk. And Toki is not gonna be able to hit this thing, because, yeah, I switched into Toki, I remember now, because I was trying to hit him on the special side, thinking it would be less bulkier, but he was still taking the hits. And then he just Thunder Waves me, which just completely made my Toki, useless, and I still got Parahaxed, so I didn't get to land a move there to do more damage, and he just goes for Psychic and keeps doing more damage. I was just going for the Air Slash because it's stab, and I was hoping that he would flinch and I would be able to do more and more damage, but of course that doesn't really happen. So yeah, that's why you should never rely on hacks, and I never do because I always get the worst luck. So I just do moves thinking of like, oh, if it happens then it's good, but I'm not gonna 100% rely on it, be like, oh, it's gonna happen, or I need this to happen. Like, no, that's just no. So, and then of course he just heals up, which is even more annoying, like, even more annoying, he healing up, and then he just kills off my Toki. I couldn't do anything, and by this point on the battle, this Cresselia is bodying my team. And here is when I send out my Blastoise, and even though I am choice scarfed, which is kind of a problem here, because I would like to be able to switch around moves, I can't because I'm scarfed, but I just decided to go for the Dragon Tail because I wanted that Cresselia out of the field for just the turn at least or something. And here of course I get the bad luck because he gets his Raikou out, which is not really a good matchup for me. Not really a good matchup for me, because Blastoise is not specially defensive, and that thing is just gonna go for the Thunderbolt, and it's gonna kill me. So that's Blastoise there. And yeah, as you guys can kind of already see, I'm completely getting bodied on this battle. I predicted very well. I don't think I played bad. I think I played actually very well. It's just that both teams overall, my team didn't really match up very well against his team. His pokes are too good against my team. And here of course I just have Dusknoir. I had Earthquake on it because Dusknoir of course could 2-hit KO anything with EQ. And as you guys can see, it's a clear 2-hit KO, like it did a lot of damage. Not enough to kill it, actually. I thought by that range I would be able to kill, but I wasn't. But he switches out into Terrakion, which is kind of impressive, but I mean, he kind of predicted the Shadow Sneak, I would guess, here. And he just switched into Terrakion, which is going to take that very well. And had I gone for Earthquake, that would have done way more damage. And Cyclopath could have, I don't know, I don't think he would take another kill, but it would have been cooler, I guess. And he just goes for the EQ and kills off my Dusknoir. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It just bodied my team in between his Alakazam, Cresselia, and Raikou, I would say. Those three were the ones that did most damage against my team, because for Terrakion, I was kinda ready for it. I had a lot for Terrakion. And for Alakazam I had stuff, but it didn't work. Like double hit, I had to miss. But it's stuff that happens, and I mean, the battle was really good. I don't think I played that badly. I predicted a lot of his moves at the start, and it wasn't really that hard to predict Jack, to be honest. But he did a good battle too. His team was completely ready for mine, and it's amazing how he worked with his Alakazam to trace my Serene Grace twice. Not once, but twice. And how he just went for the Charge Beam to get the boost and just try and body all my team. So that was really well played, and it was a good battle overall. I'm trying to get better, so yeah. Trying to get better little by little. So that was the battle. We lost again. I mean, as you guys should already know, I'm just trying to get into competitive, and this is just first season, so it's not a problem. It's not a problem. And yeah, hopefully next battle we'll do better against Slowro. We're gonna go against Slowro, and yeah, hopefully we'll do better. So hope you guys have enjoyed this match of this week. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to fire punch the like button down below. Tell me any other sets or changes that you would have done on my squad to go against Jack, or anything that I could have done on the battle maybe. Any advices are cool. So hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys on the next week's match. So stay beast. See ya.